Hey y'all, welcome to you. Sorry, I'm being cheesy. Welcome to the Richmond Wellness Studio. I'm Aubrey Eicher, and I'm really glad that you're here today. I'm excited to share with you today's topic, which is on stress management. How many of us are suffering from or experiencing whatever kind of stress load on any given basis? One of the initial questions that I'm asking my clients whenever they come in is, okay, in general, on a 1 to 10, like 1 being, I'm in a meditative Zen-like state all the time, and 10 being like, oh my God, I'm gonna like freak out and be a cyclone of, just rage. Where's your stress level? Okay, that's a good question, right? On a daily basis, how is it affecting all of your life? Okay, and how are you managing it? I'm gonna go through a couple of things today. Number one, how stress destroys a lot of things in our life. Okay, number two, how we can help to effectively combat it, manage it. So I don't want to just say stress management, like let's manage this stress, I'm gonna hold it right here, and no, like let's get rid of it. Can we not just manage stress, but can we actually like eradicate it? Like can we actually circumvent it into something positive, something creative, something good, right? So maybe stress isn't this like really terrible thing. We can actually turn it into something good for us and for all of those around us, right? Here's the thing, stress destroys your and my health in all of the areas of our lives. If you ever come home from work and you're exhausted, you're stressed out, it was a hard day, maybe you didn't get all of your work done, I've been in this boat, okay? And you don't feel like showing up for whomever that you live with, family, roommates, friends, whatever. What does that do to your relationships? Let's say you get up for work in the morning and you go in and you're stressed out, you didn't get enough sleep, you're not really feeling great about the day, there's so many things on your plate, you're not sure about how you're gonna get them all done. How do you feel? How do you show up? What kind of energy are you bringing into that? And how are you going, what is the spirit in which that you're going to accomplish the things that you need to that day? This is big. How do we show up on a daily basis? Is it stressed or is it with zest? Okay, I'll give you a rhyme. Stress or zest? Stress or zest? Wouldn't we rather show up with a zest for life and the things that we're doing and the things on the plate in front of us than being stressed and overwhelmed by them, right? That is how it's affecting us. It's affecting our relationships. It's affecting our, how about our exercise patterns, our eating patterns, okay? Maybe you can think of specific areas in your life of how stress has affected you in negative ways and kind of destroyed or derailed some things that you were positively working on that you really wanted to accomplish. And because of all of these things going on, you just weren't able to continue them. We call it falling off the bandwagon, that kind of a thing. Like, what happened? Well, life got really busy, life got really crazy, and poof. How can we turn that stress into something good, okay? How can we dissolve it, okay, and create positive energy out of it, okay? So stress, it's affecting our relationships, it's affecting our work, it's affecting our health, our body, okay? How do you feel whenever you're stressed? Do a check-in for your body. Are you holding it in your stomach? Are you getting stressed out and you're starting to have like some GI like discomfort? Are you holding it in your shoulders? You hike them up and you're like, neck, shoulders are just like, ah. Where are you holding this stress? There are multiple studies. I'm not going to go into them today because I'm not making this into a very, a more in-depth like technical video on the specific physical effects of stress. There's lots of research out there. I'd love to go into it in another video. Please feel free to do some research on your own as well, or ask your doctor about it. Ask your trusted holistic practitioner about it and what the effects are and what they're doing to our bodies. I encourage you to have these conversations because I believe it's kind of like whenever you boil crab legs, okay? If I go out crabbing, all right, I live close to the Chesapeake Bay. I've gone out crabbing before and we caught crabs, and you can't just throw, they're live, okay? These are alive little critters, okay? You can't just throw them into boiling water and expect them like not to just jump right out, right? You've got to kind of like put them in a warm bath. you know, and like slowly crank up the heat. So they don't really realize what's going on. And that's a lot of times what can happen with us and our stress level, where, you know, maybe we function at maybe like a 5 out of 10 stress level on a regular basis, and that's kind of normal. And every so often, like, you know, we find ourselves like creeping up and we're not even paying attention. Like, it's just like we're taking on more, we're taking on more, we're taking on more. This happens like during the holidays a lot of times, you know, we're like, oh, there's all these things going on. Or let's say whenever you're getting ready for vacation, the couple of weeks beforehand and then the couple of days beforehand, and that stress just kind of like eeps up there. The temperature's going up. Soon we're gonna boil. Soon we're gonna boil. And then as soon as you know it, like, you turn around and you're like, whoa, what just happened? Like, all of this stuff is going on and it's absolutely overwhelming. Maybe we don't even actually get to that point. Maybe we don't get to the point where we recognize how much stress that we're carrying on a daily basis, right? Because like the water's just warm enough, right? But if we were to turn it back down and recognize, I guess really in this example, cooler water wouldn't be pleasurable for most people, right? But if we were to turn it back down, we would feel the difference, right? Specifically if we did it kind of drastically. I remember in 2012, I had my first massage and I was like, whoa, is this what I'm supposed to feel like all the time? Like, not carrying all of that stress and tension in my body? And it was like night and day, and I didn't even realize it because I never had stepped down from the stress and anxiety level that I was functioning at. So how can we turn this stress, dissolve it, and create good things with it, okay? Number one is walk it out, all right? Walking, there's two parts to this. Walking is exercise, and it's also getting out in nature, which I will touch both of those points here shortly. But go for a walk. Go for a 15-minute walk. Get some fresh air, okay? Move your body. There have been multiple studies on the benefits of walking and what it's doing with our neural pathways, okay? And how things are firing and going off in there and how it actually changes our chemistry, okay? It's huge, and it's great for a creativity boost. You might be facing like a major crisis or problem, something that you've got to work through, and go for a walk, and all of a sudden something comes to you. Or maybe not, maybe you just feel better, okay? But I always recommend go for a 15-minute walk, walk it out, walk it off, come back, deep breath. That's number two. Breathing. All right, breath work. The 4-7-8 method. Breathing in for a 4 count, holding for a 7 count, and then breathing out for an 8 count, okay? Dr. Weil, W-E-I-L, is who you can look up for that method. He's got a video on it on his website. Really great, really fantastic resource. Check it out. All right, breath work is great. When we return to our breath, 90% of the time we are breathing from a very shallow place, okay? And if you ever think about it or pay attention, whenever we're fearful, we tend to hold our breath, right? I was reading a book a few years back and it talked about the concept of fear being excitement without the breath. So breathe through a frightening situation. I used this example whenever I was getting LASIK surgery, okay, which you're wide awake for, not drugged in any means, and you are having your eyes open and all of a sudden your vision goes black and you're like, you're either gonna hold your breath and freak out or you're gonna breathe. You know, and so returning to our breath is such a huge thing, and making sure that we're getting those deep, I like to call them belly breaths, just those deep breaths, okay? Look up information on that. Breathing is super helpful for stress relief. Also helps to reduce your blood pressure, which also elevates under stress, one of those great benefits of stress, if you will. Catch my sarcasm. So next one, exercise it out. All right, so a couple of years ago, I was going through a hard time, and I want to devote a whole video to this very soon. I was depressed, I was stressed out, I was very stressed out about my business. This was 2 years ago, so I was just fresh, I was still fresh, I was 2 years in business, and I was really concerned about potentially closing my doors. And I knew that the only thing at the time that I was absolutely certain that I could do was exercise. So I was already a personal trainer, I knew how to work out, and I knew that that always had helped me in the past. So I put together myself a plan and I said, all right, Boom, 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 boom. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rest days, of course, somewhere in there. But this is what I'm gonna do, okay? This is something that I know where to start. And it helped to create momentum in my life of putting me back into an upward swing of positivity, of creative thought, and of possibility. Just kind of looking at it from a different lens and saying, you know what? I can do this. I am stronger than this. I can figure this out. Those kinds of thoughts came about from exercising. So reach out to me. I'd love to put together a plan for you if I can help you in this way, okay? Talk to a coach, talk to a trainer. Go check out an exercise class, go dancing. Find something creative that you can move your body with. Next is talk it out. This is huge, all right? This can come in a couple of different ways. This can be talking it out with friends and family. This can be talking it out with a coach or a therapist, okay? Therapist is not a nasty word. I keep one in my pocket. I talk to her when I can't figure stuff out because none of us are islands. We can't do life on our own, and we weren't really created to do it on our own, right? We are all resources. We all have different experiences and different perspectives, and gosh, it's really helpful when we get out of our own head and talk stuff out, right? So talk it out. Talk it out with someone that you respect, that you trust, that you would respect the advice that they might give, or maybe they just listen to you, and maybe you have some revelations and thoughts that come to you just by talking it out, okay? But talk it out, all right? Next one is write it out. Same kind of concept, but this is a little bit more introspective. This is one of my favorites. I love keeping a journal. I was told by a mentor, oh gosh, 3 years ago or so. I've been a journaler for pretty much my entire adult life. I started as a teenager. I always liked it. Had a couple of things happen whenever I was younger that I learned the art of journaling and the therapy of it, the meditation within writing down my thoughts and my feelings and processing these things on paper. And so I've always kind of stuck with it, and I was doing it electronically, and then a mentor of mine a couple years ago said, well, yeah, you should write it out. I was like, gosh, it takes longer. But it's always been helpful. I'd say do whatever works for you, electronic, not electronic, paper, whatever. Get creative if you want, color, doodle, draw. I was on vacation last week. I doodled for the first time in a while just because I had time to just meh. So do what you like. Do what feels good, okay? Do what works for you. You don't have to be confined to a box, okay? Next, go on vacation. All right, this doesn't have to be extravagant. You don't have to go to a resort on on an island somewhere. You don't even have to go to the beach, but you can. I recommend that. If you don't like the beach, go to the mountains. If you don't like the mountains, go to the city. Whatever works for you and within your resources, but make this a priority. Make time for you a priority, okay? A lot of times we get caught up in the busyness of life and the busyness of work and the busyness of family, friends, etc., okay? But make time for you. Plan those things out at the beginning of the year. Say, you know what? Whatever happens this weekend of this month, or this week of this month, or this 2-week block of this month, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing what I do every other week of the year. These 2 weeks are mine. All the other 50 weeks of the year can be for whatever else is going on, right? But schedule that. Schedule it first. It's kind of like whenever people talk about the financial concept of save first, okay? When you get paid, or if you're a business owner, when you pay yourself, put yours first into you. So invest into you first. Put your money first into savings, and then you pay the bills, right? So that being said, take time out for yourself first. Take time out for you and yours, if that is your situation, right? And put that on the calendar first. Next is if you cannot do a vacation, okay? I've had years that were very, very lean, and I was not able to take a qualifiable vacation, okay? I would just recommend getting out in nature, okay? Take a day, take a weekend, whatever. Just go out to a park, go for a walk, go for a hike, get out in nature in a way, go kayaking, on a lake that's near you. Anything just to get that peace, quiet, and space, air, coming back to breath, okay? So work with the variables that you have, but don't be afraid to push against the envelope and say, man, I really need to make this a priority. I'm gonna do this, okay? Those are my tips for today. Walk it out, exercise it out, talk it out, write it out, vacation it out, or nature it out. However you would like to do it, find ways to convert your stress into creative energy. It is possible, and you don't have to live under this like yoke of burdensome yuckiness, okay? Because it makes life so much harder. And whenever you really do have those burdens lifted off of you, you see so much clearer how much it was really affecting you. Take these tips. By the way, like, comment, and share this video if you like it, okay? Please do. I'd love for more people to see this. The more that you like it, the more people that see it. The more that you share it, the more people that see it. And the more times that you comment and converse with me on it, the more that other people get to see the message as well. And I'm here to spread this message, spread the other messages that I've done. Check out my YouTube channel, okay? It's Aubrey Eicher 8. It'll be at the end of this clip. Check out my blog. Check out my Facebook, all the socials. You can connect with me on all of those ways through my YouTube channel. I love having these conversations. So leave your comments, leave your questions, how do you de-stress? Let me hear from you. I want to hear from you. All right, I look forward to it. Have an excellent day, and I will talk with you soon.